Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain and welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about 2016's word of the year that was post-truth, otherwise defined as truthiness by Stephen Colbert. And ultimately this is defined as the relating to or denoting circumstances in which objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion or personal belief. And this became very much a thing around Brexit. It became very much more apparent around Brexit and Trump in terms of the frequency spikes in word use. And obviously this is something that I feel quite strongly about and that I've discussed at length previously because of all the things that I've talked about on this channel in regards to fact and evidence and like maintaining that solid basis for discussion or for personal responsibility and personal resilience. And obviously having this become such a thing, have it develop in such a way that it now has been brought into the public eye by the Oxford Dictionary as a word of the year, it's concerning because so many of the other words that it competed with were things like alt-right, adulting, Brexiteer, being woke, and it's all silly bullshit kind of tag-in lines from people that are usually making crappy arguments, yeah, who are ignoring fact, ignoring numbers, not being objective, only shouting at people, making it into kind of personality politics and cults of personality and all these populist movements. And there are so many problems with doing that, and it became very apparent last year, and it's no doubt going to raise its ugly head this year as well. And it just becomes a thing that we need to try and stop, a thing that we need to try and deal with. And I've talked in so many different ways in regards to evidence, in regards to being introspective and using the 3 R's to make sure that you've got a solid basis for who you are and how you act. But I feel I wanted to address this specifically because the appeals to emotion, if anyone is going out of their way to appeal to your emotion, to slander other people, to make you feel afraid, then the first thing you should be doing is questioning it. Be skeptical, be curious about the motives and about the information behind what people are saying. The economic basis behind Brexit was a really bullshit argument, and there has been a detrimental side to Brexit that became very apparent. You had the Chancellor coming out with his August statement and or autumn statement rather, and making it very clear that the current government doesn't really have any clue about what it's doing. And this whole, all these taglines like things like Brexit means Brexit, which is still basically saying this thing we don't know what it means, still we don't know what it means, but it's going to be that. Those kind of arguments, those kind of things that lack depth, that lack any kind of solid foundation. This year, 2017, we saw what happened last year when all of this happened. Be skeptical, be curious, ask the questions, and make sure you get that solid grounding, that solid information to build your views on, to build whatever it is that you want. There are ways to find it, but letting people manipulate your emotions, letting other people basically take control over you because you're not being particularly skeptical about what they're saying, it's obviously leading to negatives all along. All those people whose ideologies fueled the kickback that got Trump elected, for instance. All of you people who have basically given the right that you have said that you oppose the support and the power to get where they're going. You people need to take a good look at what you're saying, how you're saying it, and what you're doing, and whether or not there's actual factual evidence for any of it. all those people on the other side who think that they won last year, who thought that they had a great year, actually look at the numbers, have a good look at it, and you will find that you had no better year than anyone else, even if you felt better by the end of it. Last year was not a standout year for being great, and it was also not a standout year for being terrible. There are a lot of huge emotional reactions on every side, and none of them have any place here. As said, look at being affected. Affected? Not affected. Effective. You know, try and focus on getting from point A to point B and having a strong, solid basis for what you're doing to get there. If you don't do that, then firstly, your plans may very well collapse around you regardless, but also it's only going to give other people permission to take control of you, something that you do not want to happen. All of those people who were riling against supposed foreign powers taking control of us, guess what? The more that you allow your emotions to speak for you, the more you are giving other people access to you to control you. Plain and simple. All those people who wanted to maintain communication and develop a status quo, or sit with the status quo for reasons that were, I don't know, in regards to Hillary, I'm voting for her because she's a woman, and it's about time by 2016 that we needed a woman president. That's bollocks. Quite frankly, you needed the best person for the job, and as a result of your vehement, almost zealot-like dedication to a candidate just because of one trait that they have, you ended up with something that you definitely didn't want, and seems to be substantially more detrimental than other options that were available earlier on. Ultimately, this year, what I want to say in this video is just, this year, make sure that you are being skeptical, that you have evidence and solidity, a solid kind of basis and grounding for what you're doing and how you're doing it. But anyway, my name's Seb Tudor. As said, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain. If you found this interesting, if you liked what I'm saying, please drop me a like to let me know, so I can either make more of these or that I can take more feedback from whatever you guys leave in the comments. You know, how did 2016 go for you guys? Please let me know. And, you know, what are your thoughts on this post-truth thing? Can we deal with this in such a way as to remove the emotion from the equation so that it's not a bad thing, but it's a thing that you take into account of, and you don't let it control you, you control it, and as a result you get results. But yeah, otherwise, if you found this enjoyable, or if you want to see more interesting stuff, then please subscribe, please take a look at the videos that I've already done, and that I've vaguely related to here. But yeah, otherwise I hope 2017 is treating you well so far after the first week, and I will see you in the video tomorrow. Take care, guys.